This morning in our series, AAPI Amplified Stronger Together, a little told piece of Chinese immigrant history coming to light in a breathtaking piece, in a place, I should say, Yosemite National Park. NBC correspondent Richard Louie is here to share it. I hear this is beautiful. Good morning.
Hey, Richard.
It is beautiful. Good morning to all. Good morning to you, Chanel, Dylan, and Al. Everything about Yosemite is daunting when it comes to navigating its peaks and valleys, and those breathtaking landscapes were made accessible by Chinese workers even before Yosemite officially became a park. And there's one park ranger who is keeping their memory and their contributions alive.
I started working here because I really wanted to learn more about the environment, to share this place with people. So to stumble upon this research and to realize this story hadn't been told for so long, it just seemed like this great opportunity to really shed light on something that I think is really important.
Yan Chan is a Chinese-American ranger at Yosemite National Park, a place she has loved since she was an intern here in 1993.
Why didn't I know about this history? I was born and raised in San Francisco, used to come to Yosemite. And
I didn't know about it either, and I grew up in Los Angeles.
From logging to roads to railroads, in laundries, kitchens, and hotels, thousands of Chinese immigrants were the essential workers here in the late 19th century.
So Yan, this is really quite amazing. People have been driving by here for decades, and then there's this jewel. What is it?
This is the original Chinese laundry building built in 1917, and it was the laundry for the Wawona Hotel.
And how did you find it?
It wasn't used as a laundry, it was used as a storage shed for a long time.
Fully restored last year, the laundry building is just one part of the park's larger history that Yan helps to preserve.
30 years ago almost, I was an intern, and that's when I first heard that Chinese were responsible for building this incredible road through the High Sierra that connects people across this mountain.
Another main road still used today is a 23-mile stretch that 300 Chinese workers started in 1874 in the dead of winter with nothing more than hand picks, wheelbarrows, and shovels. It was completed in less than 5 months and leads here to this hotel, the oldest in the park.
Part of our mission at the National Park Service is to tell both the natural and the cultural history of this country. And not all these stories are pretty or beautiful.
Fleeing poverty and environmental disasters in China, workers arrived in America during the gold rush, but life did not always pan out as they hoped.
They faced so much discrimination while they were here. The Chinese were one of the main targets of these really racist laws. They weren't allowed to become citizens, and there was a period of time when they couldn't testify in the court system. And women were also excluded to a large degree, so that also made it hard for the Chinese here to start families.
Despite all the hardships, the workers also contributed their extraordinary culinary skills to the park. One chef, Tai Sing, cooked in the backcountry in 1915 for officials who came to Yosemite to determine if National Park should receive government funds.
He made their experience so memorable that these people went out, campaigned, and convinced Congress within a year to form the National Park Service. This is the back porch of the Wawona Hotel's kitchen, and Ayu would often sit back here in a chair.
Another beloved Yosemite chef was Ayu, who was head chef at the Wawona for 47 years.
What do we know about Ayu?
He was so revered in the kitchen.
We're talking about the first farm-to-table chefs of at least that era.
Actually, the Chinese were responsible for a lot of the fresh vegetables and fruits grown here.
Yan's research is drawing visitors to the park. We were even stopped by a fan who asked for her autograph.
Thank you so much.
I think all Asian Americans and Americans should think about this story and be proud of the contributions that they did here. And the fact that we have this national park, it's in many ways due to their hard work in making this place accessible to the public and making the story of Yosemite widespread.
And that legendary Yosemite chef we talked about, Tai Sing, he now has a peak named after him in the park. And together with the National Park Service and Chinese Historical Society's Ranger Yan leads annual pilgrimages there every year. Dylan?
Wow, Richard, that is so fascinating.
What an amazing story.
That all that history existed there, and you lived not far from there and weren't made aware of it.
I had no idea, and I had driven down those roads and up them many, many times.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so thankful we have the pictures to go with it.
And thankful for Yen Yen for bringing it to everybody's attention, too. Richard, thank you so much.